maybe the best way to go about it is what are our memories, because it's already 7, 8 years now looking at back at that stint. So AB, what are those, let's say, one memory as of this moment that stands out when you think about that Shastri era, red ball, white ball?
Yeah, when I think about it, Shastri walked away from coaching the Indian team a few years back, and now even Kohli has stepped back from playing Test cricket. And one instance that I think most of the Indian cricket fans would remember from this one period of time is the 60 overs of hell that the Indian team put the English team through in that Lord's Test match back in 2021. I think the series was what 1-1 each, and then we were at Lord's. And I remember very clearly, day 3, day 4, we were actually struggling, and Rahane, Pujara stitched together a very hard fought partnership in the middle session of day 4, I think, and only to give it back to then Shami and Bumrah, and they played a knock of ages. We were able to put up 270 odd for England to chase in the last 2 sessions of the day. And that is when Kohli gave that famous address to the Indian team in the team huddle before we went out to bowl. And that is, I think, stuff of legends when we talk about captains motivating their teams and creating a clear direction for the teams to follow. And this was so symbolic of what Kohli as a captain was, always energetic, fiery, on the field, in your face. And that showed up in that match when we were able to win that match out of nowhere, literally. So that for me is one of the topmost memories when I think about that Shastri era of Indian cricket. And it gave me so much joy to watch that as an Indian cricket fan who grew up watching cricket from the 90s to the 2000s and then 2010s and now to 2021, watching an Indian captain lead the team like Kohli did that day. Now over to you, SS. What's your one big memory from that time?
Yeah, I mean, you had an excellent shout, so I have to compete with that one now with a good story. But I think it's almost like what a lot of people said, especially Harsha Bhogle said in the past, that Sachin was the poster child of India's economic confidence, but Kohli was a poster child or is a poster child of India's psychological confidence. When we go away, we are there to compete and compete really well and competing to win. I remember Siraj spell there. I mean, in Ganguly's time, we always blooded youngsters, but even in Kohli's time, we were, but they was like fast bowlers, like really going at it. So that is an amazing story, that test match in England. For me, I choose something that we never thought as youth and as kids that we will ever win a series down under, but we did. Now we have done it twice. The first time when we did it was amazing. The first Asian team to ever do it. I remember all the knocks of Kohli, remember all the frustration that Cheteshwar Pujara did to Cummins and Hazelwood and Stark, that they made a documentary about it and talked so much about Cheteshwar Pujara. But also, since fast bowling is such a theme when we talk about Kohli Shastri, Bumrah, Ishant Sharma, Mohammad Shami, all they picked up like 130 wickets in a spell of, I think, 12 or 16 months, which is still a world record in that. And they were amazing. And then, of course, you had the genius of Ashwin or Jadeja, whoever was playing. That series win will always go down monumental. That's just monumental, that doing down under against this Australian team who has been so good with that pace attack, which we never thought. We will just win a test match here and there in Australia, but doing that, that stands out for me.
Definitely, that is something which I still think about it. Although a lot of people say that that was a win with an asterisk because they didn't have Warner and Smith
Smith
in.
and Warner,
But
yeah,
I still feel Australia is a formidable team to defeat. And we were able to prove that point the second time we went down under. That was in
exactly.
2021. And that is my next story that I always remember. The first match at Adelaide, the Adelaide aberration, as they call it, 36 all out, and to recover from there when nobody across world cricket gave us a chance. The team was able to recover from there. And as Ravi Shastri
Wear it
put
as
it,
a badge.
exactly, wear it as a badge of honor. And that to me defines what this team was able to transform mentally. The team ethos, the culture that Kohli and Shastri were able to create in the team. And although Kohli wasn't there for the rest of the matches, Rahane was able to take the team to victory, and it showed up the way Kohli had created that entire culture of winning, of competing. It showed up in how each and every player in that series turned up and performed whenever they were needed. That partnership that Ashwin and Vihari stitched together to defend the match to get us to a draw in Sydney, followed by the Gaba match where everyone, like whoever was there, whoever was not injured, was playing. And then you have Washington Sundar and Shardul Thakur
Thakur.
creating that partnership. And then last innings, it was Pujara, Rishabh Pant, everyone. And you had Siraj, the leader of the attack, with what, 4 or 5 test matches.
With Navdeep Saini hobbling around and Nattu as well. That was a crazy team.
Yeah, so that definitely has to go down as one of the most monumental test series victories for the Indian team. So yeah, that is my next story.
Yeah, for my second story, I will choose something probably right at the start of the revolution we are in of discovering somebody who might go down as the greatest bowler of all time. It was the South Africa series in 2017-18. We lost that series away 2-1, but it was also the time when people started noticing a bit naughty side of Kohli as well, being too much in the face of umpires and the media and the stump camp. India were really at it. India had to win the third test match to ensure that the ICC mace back in the time remained with us because we were world number one for almost 4.5, 5 good years. And that was a point where it could have slipped away. We had lost the first two test matches, and in came Jasprit Bumrah. Fifer for him. I remember Bhuvneshwar Kumar was the man of the match, but Bumrah was exceptional, and we won that game. And that game was like, okay, we might not be winning series in South Africa, but when it comes to crunch test matches, we are going to win when we need it. And most importantly, people were doubting whether Bumrah could be a great red ball bowler with the action, with his all his T20 exploits. He showed us then, and then it has always been the rise and rise of Jasprit Bumrah, which we are still witnessing.